coming from the mail is lost room. I'm looking for the green floor. What's that? It's 15th floor. I have to use the stairs. You know what? We'll just show you what it's all about tonight on NEOtropolis, not business as usual. Welcome to NEOtropolis. We are not business as usual. Hi, I'm your host, Jim Evans. Each week, we work to bring you stories of interesting and unique people and business, along with other informative and entertaining elements. That's our strategy. Tonight, we'll show you a young Northeast Ohio company that has a special expertise in green building strategies. Their work has produced sustainable growth in a short period of time. Stick around for that. Right now, we take a look at regional business news from the NEOtropolis Good Business News Aggregator.
This is the Good Business News along the I-77 corridor for the week of May 9th. Tuesday's Cleveland Plain Dealer Business section reports that Cleveland-based Cliffs Natural Resources Incorporated has clearance from the Chinese Ministry of Commerce to acquire Toronto-based Consolidated Thompson Iron Mine Limited. Cliffs plans to finalize the $4.9 billion deal this week. Tuesday's Akron Beacon Journal Business section reports that in an effort to increase minorities' interest in healthcare jobs, Canton's Mercy Medical Center is teaming up with Coming Together Stark County and the Greater Stark County Urban League to offer a free healthcare career advising expo on Saturday, May 21st at the Southeast Community Center in Canton. Tuesday's Kent Record Courier front page reports that Brimfield-based Kent Displays, a joint venture between Manning Ventures and Kent State University created in 1993 to commercialize liquid crystal displays, will receive $3.5 million from the state's Innovation Ohio Loan Fund to expand its companies in the Kent and Talmadge area. Wednesday's Cleveland Plain Dealer Business section reports that North Canton-based Suarez Corporate Industries is moving its small appliance production from China to North Canton's former Hoover plant. Consolidating operations in Green and Plain Township into the former Hoover plant, Suarez expects to add about 100 jobs by the end of the summer as it increases production of Eden Pure heaters and starts making Eden Pure vacuum cleaners. In a related story, Wednesday's Akron Beacon Journal Business section reports that Suarez Corporate Industries will host a job fair this Monday to accept applications for 100 factory positions. The job fair will take place from 10 to 3 p.m. at the auditorium of the former Hoover campus in North Canton. Also, Wednesday's Cleveland Plain Dealer Business section reports that Beechwood-based Alaris International, an aluminum producer and recycler, plans to invest $70 million to upgrade a plant in Belgium to make larger aluminum sheets for automakers. Wednesday's Kent Record Courier and State section reports that a now vacant building, formerly Pizza Hut, on Water Street in Kent will soon be the home of a Family Dollar store. Opening date is set for this November. Thursday's Akron Beacon Journal Business section reports that Akron-based University Park Alliance, the nonprofit community development corporation whose mission is to transform the 50-block neighborhood surrounding the University of Akron, received praise from the former U.S. Housing and Urban Development Secretary. Also, Thursday's Akron Beacon Journal Business section reports that Canton-based Belden Brick and Supply Company received a $250,000 grant from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to go green by making bricks with recycled industrial waste left over from the steelmaking process. This is the Good Business News along the I-77 corridor for this week. NEOtropolis is your source for good business news.
We're about a quarter of the way through now. And did you know that nearly 3/4 of a building's long-term costs are in its operation? If you own a building, you do. Well, there's a company in our region that is building a strong reputation of success with guidance on sustainability projects. You'll see who they are and how they do it in a few moments. Right now, we connect with our content partner, the Business Journal. It's time for the Weekly Buzz.
I'm Stacia Erdis with the Business Journal Weekly Buzz for Youngstown and the Mahoning Valley. Youngstown is tapped to host a big international economic conference. The Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Pre-Summit Conference will take place at YSU's Williamson College of Business Administration September 27th through the 29th in conjunction with this year's APEC Summit in Hawaii. It's sponsored by the East-West Center. The Regional Chamber's Eric Planey says it will help increase the Valley's credibility as a tech belt, ideal for business investment and global commerce. The Youngstown-Warren-Boardman area makes the top 5 on the latest Forbes.com list. It's ranked as the 5th fastest growing industrial area in the U.S. in the latest Best Cities for Jobs survey. The Forbes ranking follows another recent national story that reported the area registered the 3rd highest percentage job gain in the last 12 months. The Oh Wow Roger and Gloria Jones Children's Center for Science and Technology is now officially open. The grand opening was held for the $1.5 million center in downtown Youngstown. The exhibits are all about having fun while learning about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
This is a great place for the city. It's a great destination point for the Mahoning Valley, for children and families to come spend quality time together, so we couldn't be more thrilled.
The new Patriot water treatment plant is now up and running in Warren. The new plant in the Warren Commerce Park is capitalizing on opportunities from the Marcellus Shale and Utica Shale fields, treating water used in the fracking process to access the shale fields' oil and gas deposits. It's the first of 4 water treatment plants Patriot plans to operate in the region. On the front page of the mid-May edition of the Business Journal, downtown Warren regains its zest as new businesses and restorations bring new life to the city. When Jonathan Brewer left his public relations job in Cleveland for a smaller town, he was drawn to Warren, where he opened Jonathan's Street Foods on Courthouse Square in January. He's received a positive response from the community, which he says supports small business. What he doesn't understand, he says, is why more don't set up shop there.
Real estate is inexpensive. The cost of rent is inexpensive. I just don't know why more people aren't in Warren. This is a great business location.
Brewer isn't the only one who sees potential. In the last year and a half, about $7 million in private and public investment has helped redevelop 3 major buildings along West Market Street. Read more on who's developing in Warren in Dan O'Brien's story in the mid-May edition of the Business Journal in your mailbox this week. And those are this week's headlines. Be sure to check out the Buzz newscast every business day online at businessjournaldaily.com. I'm Stacia Urtis. We'll see you next week.
And now it's time for a NEOtropolis fact.
Did you know that passenger traffic at Akron-Canton Airport has more than doubled in the last decade to about 1.5 million passengers in 2010?
Previously, we have featured green business. Well, how about a green consulting business? That's exactly the focus of a company in Westlake. Humanity's Loom provides vital information and direction for and between architects, engineers, and owners who desired LEED certified building projects. They've been doing this since 2008, and so far, real good, as they have experienced significant growth. Now, Jennifer Boris acts as our go-between and shows us their building success story.
Although Northeast Ohio may be slightly behind the curve in making our downtown buildings green, like, say, Seattle or Atlanta, we are definitely catching up, thanks to people behind buildings like this, the IMG Center in downtown Cleveland. The changes they're making are not business as usual.
So this is the IMG Center, which is a 500,000 square foot 2-building unit here in downtown Cleveland. And the IMG Center is pending LEED Gold certification under the existing building operations and maintenance EBOM rating system, which means that it has gone through a rigorous energy efficiency upgrade, water upgrade, and a complete operations overhaul of its policies, procedures, and practices to achieve some sustainable measures.
Laura Steinbrink is president of Humanity's Loom, a consulting firm specializing in sustainable business strategy and facilities. Several years ago, she was approached by Jim Breen, primary owner of the IMG building and CEO of Breen & Company, a commercial real estate service firm that manages the property.
So Breen & Company engaged us to help them develop all of their policies, procedures, and practices to oversee the LEED certification process to help them achieve this certification. And so we've been working with them and their tenants to improve their overall performance.
LEED stands for Leadership in Energy Environmental Design. It's a third-party rating system from the U.S. Green Building Council, a membership-driven nonprofit organization with headquarters in Washington. Laura says approaching a LEED certification or an Energy Star certification is a very rigorous process.
I like to tell my clients achieving a LEED certification is akin to doing your taxes and being audited simultaneously. It's very document driven.
It's something we worked pretty hard at. So, I mean, in terms of the rest of the people, you know, at our firm, you know, have put in the effort and the like. You know, I think it's a nice little feel-good sort of benchmark. Look, this is what we accomplished. This is what we set out to do. We thought we would maybe be silver. Now we're in this gold range, and you know, it's a good feel-good thing.
But Laura says people are often intimidated by LEED certification, assuming that it costs a lot of money.
There sometimes are upfront first costs that have to be made in order to achieve a certification, but the payback from an operational savings cannot be denied. For example, in this building, they made investments that have less than 18-month paybacks and are achieving $150,000 a year in annual savings from simply one equipment overhaul.
Now, the economy being what it is, it hasn't made us billionaires ourselves, but you know what it's actually done, to be honest with you, to cut right to the chase, it's allowed us to stay in business. In other words, if we didn't enact a lot of these cost savings, I'm not saying we'd be out of business, but you know, it would certainly be much more at risk.
Since Jim made the commitment to pursue LEED certification in the IMG Center a couple of years ago, a few of its tenants have come in, new tenants have come in and say, we want our space LEED certified. So we've used the LEED certified commercial interior program to document that the construction and renovation that went on in those spaces, this space that we're in included, have achieved LEED certification silver ranking.
Laura explains the LEED certification is based on a very precise point system.
You need 40 points to achieve certified, 50 to achieve silver, 60 to get gold, and 80 to get platinum. So it's rigorous.
This is the third floor of the IMG Center, which is LEED silver under the commercial interiors rating
system. So we did everything from the open spaces here with the flooring and the wall covering that's all made from recycled content or renewable materials.
Just across the hall from Breen and Company is Bellwether Real Estate Capital, one of the tenant spaces that was particularly interested in going green. They've added elements like this lighting that helps reduce overall lighting load and recycled content in their floor and wall coverings.
All of the paint that's used throughout this building, regardless if the tenant's pursuing LEED certification, is low VOC, stands for volatile organic compound. It's stuff that stinks in paint.
Tammy Polenz is another green tenant in the IMG building. She owns Vedas, a self-sustaining fitness facility.
It's important to have not only a clean and healthy body, but a clean and healthy environment to live in. Otherwise, the effort that you put into being healthy is it's kind of counterintuitive. The space was kind of beat up when we first got here, so we used renewable flooring in the main floor, which is made out of recycled tires, and then we used bamboo flooring in the lobby area, which is a highly renewable resource, and we used low VOC paints on the walls. We exchanged the lighting fixtures in the place. They were high energy consuming lighting fixtures for low energy consumption lighting fixtures. And then we put them on motion sensors, so if no one's on the floor, the lights turn off, so that conserves energy as well.
This workout space isn't the only area that's green. It continues into the locker rooms.
We actually put in granite countertops with the slow flow faucets, and they're touchless, so they consume a lot less energy, a lot less water that way.
Tammy is also in the process of transforming this rooftop space connected to the fitness center.
So what we've done here is we created a temporary flooring by using some old rubber mats that were in the gym area, and then from there we moved some of the rocks around so that it created a little more appealing space.
She is just one of a number of tenants in the IMG building working to make their spaces green, and Jim says he is happy to see the transformation.
No, I would say that by and large, most of the tenants in this building have embraced it. It's been a source of pride with them, you know, as they're getting, you know, plaques for their own interior spaces are starting to pop up, and you know, some of the other tenants, you know, when do we get ours, or what do we got to do to get ours, and things like that. So, you know, that's a lot of fun.
It's no surprise to Laura that there is more and more interest in LEED certification, especially in the past 2 years, with business owners and property managers focusing on improvements they need to become sustainable. She says there are two driving factors.
One is the cost of energy, and the second is consumer push. So it's their tenants, if they're a corporation that owns their buildings, perhaps they're getting pressure from their suppliers or their clients to demonstrate their sustainability.
Laura says government, nonprofits, and large universities in Akron, Cleveland, and Youngstown are investing in LEED certification and pushing the private sector to respond.
So the private sector responds slightly differently to market trends than does the public-private partnership. However, it's coming, and that consumer push of tenants only wanting to be in a LEED certified building, or with the MedMart coming here to downtown Cleveland and the hotels achieving LEED certification, is really going to up the ante.
Her company currently has 3 employees to meet the demand for this growth, along with several subcontractors. But she says they are growing. In fact, last year their gross revenue was up 300%.
This year so far has been pretty productive, and we're keeping our fingers crossed for continued growth. But the market's turning, and in this climate, people are really starting to understand the opportunity to be strategic and to make the investments that are going to pay off.
Several corporate headquarters within the region have also approached LEED as something that adds value for them.
Shears Potato Chips recently had one of their new buildings certified LEED Gold, and Smucker's has made a very strong commitment to LEED certification for their entire headquarter properties down in Orville, but also across the country.
Across town, Michelle Kilroy has seen this growth firsthand as the executive director of the Northeast Ohio chapter of the U.S. Green Building Council.
What we do is advocacy and education and outreach, anything to do with the design, construction, and operation of buildings, in a responsible, smart, sustainable fashion.
And she says some different industries have emerged in our region because of this growth.
There are a lot more people who are participating in alternative energy. There are people who have changed the way that they do business. So roofers now do green roofing installation. Insulators now do green, insulation. So we're seeing people carve out new niches as well as expand whatever their current offerings are.
That's why she believes a company like Humanity's Loom is so important to Northeast Ohio.
Humanity's Loom as a green building consultant is critical because it is relatively new to a lot of end users, and they need someone to make sense of it all to them and walk them through that process.
Especially for a building like IMG that has to go through a different certification process than one being built to green specifications.
So it's more challenging, but it's doable, and I don't ever want to discourage anybody from doing it because we would much rather see existing buildings get retrofitted green because the greenest building is the one that's already built.
Just like the building Michelle's office is in.
The building that we're in right now was built in 1912. It was originally Cleveland Federal Reserve Bank, and in 2001 the building was completely in disrepair, and it was multiple antique dealerships.
Several groups banded together to retrofit the building, which became the first green retrofit in Northeast Ohio and the first office building to go for green. And yes, it is LEED certified. It has lots of natural lighting, a geothermal system underneath the parking lot, and even the fence surrounding the property is green, with recycled metal posts and birdhouses on top of each one with solar cells.
A couple green building applications up here. One of the easiest to execute for people sometimes is the reflective coating. So having this white covering on our roof, which is rolled on just like a paint would be rolled on, can reduce the temperature of a roof in half.
Michelle says thanks to Jim and Laura's collaboration, the IMG Center and Breen & Company both make the list for the council's Downtown Green Building Challenge, meaning they're paving the way for other companies in the region.
It is interesting, though, when you think about it in this market. You have multi-billion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar individuals, pension funds. I mean, some of these buildings are actually owned by, and things like that. And here we are, a local company, probably with the least amount of money, the least amount of people, the least well capitalized. And here we are, on the forefront of it. Kind of goes to show anybody can do it.
And soon the building will get its LEED Gold certification plaque. And after that, they say they may even consider going platinum. In Cleveland, I'm Jennifer Boris for Western Reserve PBS.
Great things loom in the future for Humanity's Loom. And with that, it's time now for Into the Future.
Into the future.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Parker. I'm the president of Parker Public Relations. We're a national and international PR services agency focused in the sustainable building and advanced energy industries. We've been around since 2007, where we were originally established in Western New York and brought the company here to the Northeast Ohio region very recently, and we're pleasantly surprised to find so many like-minded companies in the area. We found a lot of support with what we're trying to do in telling the Building a Better Tomorrow stories for technology developers and product manufacturers in the sustainable building and advanced energy fields. We are currently located at the Akron Global Business Development Incubator, which is a fantastic opportunity for us because there are a number of companies there that are creating advanced energy technologies as well as other technologies that we are hoping to help spread the word about here in Northeast Ohio as well as across the country and around the world. Our clients do span the entire United States, Canada, and some nationally, including in the technology hotbeds of Germany, where a lot of advanced energy technologies are coming from. So it's really exciting to help the Northeast Ohio region, and specifically Akron, bring some of those companies here to work in the United States. If you'd like more information on the kinds of PR services that we offer, please visit our website at www.parker-pr.com. Visit us on Facebook or Twitter, or you can email me directly, Jennifer Parker at jparker@parker-pr.com. Thanks so much.
You know, we also like to give you the rundown on the financial field, and the experts at NCA Financial Planners are here now to do that with a stock wrap.
This week's local company stock spotlight is the J.M. Smucker Company, headquartered in Orrville, Ohio. Most of us are familiar with this local company's name, as it is known for its delicious jams and jellies. After all, with the name like Smucker's, it has to be good. The next time you are making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, here are some interesting facts to think of regarding this local Ohio company. Walking through the grocery store, J.M. Smucker Company is everywhere. J.M. Smucker's food products are under the brand names Folgers, Dunkin' Donuts, Hungry Jack, Crisco, and Pillsbury, to only name a few. Their website, smuckers.com, offers free recipes which incorporate many of their products across their brands. This global company is proud to employ 4,850 people and has been named by Fortune magazine as one of the 100 best companies to work for. J.M. Smucker trades under the ticker symbol SJM on the New York Stock Exchange. In 2011, Smucker's increased their quarterly dividend from 40 cents per share to 44 cents per share. The J.M. Smucker shareholders meeting will be held in Wooster, Ohio this August. The midweek close for SJM was $74.73. Year-to-date, the stock is positive 13.83%, and its 5-year return is an impressive 85.2%. Back to you, Jim.
There is plenty of sustainability when we're talking about culture and entertainment in Northeast Ohio. We have the expert consultant on that. Cool Cleveland's Thomas Moretti always has it covered. He joins us now to tell you about some other events that are going on in NEOtropolis this weekend. What we're talking about is the business of fun.
Hey, it's Thomas Moretti from CoolCleveland.com, and this week we want to talk about all the great golf courses throughout the Northeast Ohio region. Of course, this region is well endowed with excellent golf courses, both public and private, and it surprises people from outside the region that don't have so many great courses to choose from. For example, in Akron, some really excellent courses that have been around for a long time. Portage Country Club, for example, founded in 1894. That's in North Portage Path. Turkey Foot Lake Golf Links, 27 holes. They received 4 stars from Gold Digest since 1925. Fairlawn Country Club, of course, opened in 1917. They've got golf, tennis, swimming, as many of these country clubs do. They're on North Wharton Road. And in Cleveland, the Kirtland Country Club is another private club. 1922 they started. We had the pleasure of playing there last year as part of the Cleveland 2030 Club. However, a lot of times you want a public course because you don't have a friend that can take you to a private course. So there are a lot of great public courses throughout Northeast Ohio. For example, in the Cleveland area, Sleepy Hollow Golf Course is a really excellent public course that used to be private. It's well maintained. It's a challenging course. Little Met, and of course we're here at Big Met down in the Metro Parks. Little Met 9-hole course built in 1924, and Big Met here is an 18-hole course built in 1926. This course, Big Met, is actually the most popular golf course in the entire state of Ohio. More people play here throughout the year than anywhere else. In the Youngstown area, Pine Lakes is an 18-hole course in Hubbard. The Mahoning Country Club, 18 holes in Girard, and Reserve Run Country Club, 18-hole in Youngstown. So no excuses. There are plenty of public courses to go play throughout Northeast Ohio. This is Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in NEOtropolis.
Remember, there are things that you can do to help the Northeast Ohio economy. One way is to get out to any of the events Thomas told us about and make your investment in fun. You can also position yourself out there and make your brilliant comments about the Northeast Ohio economy to the people who think green with you and tell them to spread the word. Also, remember to log on to our website, neotropolis.org, and tell us what you think. I'm Jim Evans. We'll see you next week on NEOtropolis, not business as usual.
Funding for NEOtropolis has been provided by the Burton D. Morgan Foundation, committed to the free enterprise system.
First Place Bank is proud to sponsor NEOtropolis. As a community bank, First Place Bank believes we are only as strong as the communities we serve. Locally owned businesses are the cornerstone of our communities. We concentrate on helping local businesses make the most of their resources through a variety of services delivered with a community banking touch.
The Dominion Foundation. JumpStart, working with entrepreneurs to accelerate the growth of their high-potential businesses to create a more prosperous economic future for Northeast Ohio. Youngstown Business Incubator. And NorTech.
Next week on NEOtropolis, more buzz, stock wrap, and into the future. Find out who is not doing business as usual. Now stay tuned for Newsnight.